Hello and welcome to our stock management webinar today. My name's Beth and I'm going to be taking you through the webinar today. So today we're going to be going through the basics of stock management. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to take you back to basics, and the idea with a lot of the webinars that are coming up and that we've been through recently is trying to take you back to basics with shortcuts. So this one's going to just take you back to basics with the stock. We're kind of going to look at the products as well as the whole stock control itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're just going to quickly go through the housekeeping. So the duration of this webinar will be approximately 30 minutes. There'll be a 10-minute session at the end for questions and answers. The speakers must be turned on to hear this webinar. My microphone is on and everybody else has automatically been muted. And any questions will be taken at the end of the webinar using the chat box. So if you've got any questions at all, feel free to just type them in throughout, and then at the end, as long as we've got enough time, then we'll go through them at the end. So the learning outcomes for today. So what we're going to be going through today is we're going to be looking at the product management itself. We're going to look at our smart stock taking strategies as well. So we're going to have a look at how our products are set up and have a bit of a show you how to tidy them up a little bit. The smart stock take strategies, doing a stock take, and just making sure that you've got all the information that you need for doing that. We're also going to look at the ordering and receiving as well. So we're going to look at ordering and receiving of products, and we're also going to show you how to bundle products together, which is brilliant for the holiday period. So being able to bundle up products together, such as a shampoo and a conditioner, maybe sell them for a cheaper cost in one package. And then we're also going to have a look at a couple of reporting as well, some essential reporting. Okay, so that's our housekeeping sorted and our learning outcomes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into shortcuts. So most of what I'm going to go through today is going to be walking you through shortcuts itself, and showing you shortcuts and showing you how we get through everything. So into shortcuts. So I'm in the shortcut screen, and all of our products, so our products and our stock is all done under its own stock tab at the bottom. So if we click on the stock tab, you can see that stock has its own section, and under there is all of our stock. So you can see that we've got a product section, our ordering section, and our stock take section. And what we're going to have a look is we're going to have a look at our products. So I'm going to go into the product screen. So here's the products that I've set up. So these are some products that I've set up myself within Shortcuts, and I'm just going to walk you through the screen itself. So really what you need to do is get the foundations right within the product screen. You need to make sure that your prices are correct, and just spend some time setting this up and making sure that all of the products that are in there are set up correctly, because this will affect reporting as well as your day-to-day usage, so being able to sell products, but mainly for the reporting, such as the buy prices. If they're not correct, when you start pulling off reports, then the information you're going to get from Shortcuts isn't going to be correct. And also when you look at doing your orders, you need to know that your buy prices are correct, so it will give you an idea of how much you're spending. So this is my product screen, and you can see at the top I've got my column set up. So at the moment I've set this up, and this can be customized completely for you guys. So at the moment I've got a buy price, a sell price. So if I just open up one of my products, I have a buy price and a sell price. I have a current level. So the current level is how many I've currently got in the system. Now this level is what we're going to be working on today when we come to do a stock take. So a stock take automatically updates that current level. And also when you're selling products or when you're using products in the salon, then what will happen is that will then be deducted from that current level. So that current level is always working, and what we suggest is that you don't manually change this at all. We would always recommend that if you're going to mess around with the current level, it's always done through a stock take, so that it's then traceable. We know exactly what's happened and why, if there was a variance, why there was a variance at all. We have a maximum and a minimum. So our maximum is what we always want there to be on the shelf. So if I say that I always want there to be 6 on the shelf, but my minimum is how many I will let it go down to until it will then order me some more. So I could say my minimum is 2. So what this means is when we come to do our ordering, Shortcuts is going to have a look at the current level. So my current level is below my minimum. So then it's going to order me back up to my maximum. So basically the minimum is the trigger for it to push it through to the ordering screen, but the maximum is how many it's going to order me back up to. So this is new, so this is in the 7.4.12 version. So if you haven't got this, it could be that you just need to upgrade. Most people that are on older versions will just have one column called a required level. So if you haven't got this, then you just need to get yourself upgraded, and then you'll then get our maximum and minimum. So if you're unsure, if you just want to give the help desk a quick call, and I'm sure they'd be able to help you and send you over the link that you need to get upgraded. We also have a warning level. So the warning level is when I'm selling my products at point of sale, if I've got a warning level set, then when I get to my warning level, when I hit my warning level when I'm selling a product, it's then going to flash up on the screen and tell me that my products are getting low. So therefore I then need to order some more. So it's just there as a gentle reminder. So the warning level usually would just be set either at the minimum, or it could just be set a little bit higher if you wanted to. So when I get to 3 products, it's going to warn me, and then I know that I need to order a few more. We have a barcode. So the barcode is just the normal barcode that you've got on your products. So when we've set up Shortcuts in the past for you guys, we would have automatically imported these lists in for you. But it can be that the barcodes can change and the prices can change. So it's just you knowing how to jump in and change anything. So if you click in the barcode field itself, you'll see that it's now highlighted that barcode, and then I could then delete out the barcode, and I could type in the number, or I could just scan it if I've got a scanner, and then it will store the barcode itself. Same with the prices, so the buy price and the sell price, again, we can just click on these and just change these. What you need to remember is the buy price is always excluding VAT, and the sell price is always inclusive of VAT. So when you're putting those figures in, your buy price should always be ex VAT, and your sell price should always be the inclusive of VAT price. We have an active column. So one thing that we do like you to do is just have a tidy up. So we recommend that you come in here and tidy it up as you go along. And your active tick box is being able to make products inactive. So you can either do it against a product itself, against a line, or if you no longer stock the whole company, you can do it against the company itself. But if you do make a mistake, don't worry. There's a little inactive button at the bottom. And by clicking on this, it would then show any. So you can see I've got a greyed out company there. That one's inactive. And if I wanted to reinstate it, I would just put a tick back in the box. And then finally at the end, we've got what we call our retail column. So our retail column is being able to say whether this product is retail or professional. So retail means that we sell it, so we can sell it at point of sale. If it's marked as professional, so you'll see that my backwash is marked as professional because I don't sell it, it's only there for professional usage. So retail means that we can sell it at point of sale, and then professional means that we can't sell it at point of sale. So for tidying up, you can, as I said, you can customize your product screen, and you'll see by right clicking on the top of the columns, it will then give you some different options. So anything with a tick means that it's currently showing, and anything without a tick means that it isn't showing. So you can go through and you could completely customize this for yourself, add in any extra fields that you want, take any out that you don't want, and then once you're happy, you can actually lock it. And by locking it, that just means that it keeps it set. So every time that you log in, it's going to be stuck on the setup that you've chosen. Well, so that's our product. So as I said, you really need to go in and just spend a little bit of time tidying up the products. So go through, tidy them up, make sure that your buy prices are correct and your sell prices are correct, and go through and set those maximum and minimum levels and the warning level if you wish. And then, as I said, that current level is updated through the stock take and also through the order process as well, which we'll go through shortly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now take you through to our stock take. So our stock take can be found down the side. So again, it's under stock and you can see it a couple under products. It's there called stock take. So I'm going into the stock take screen now. And you'll see, so automatically when I go into the stock take screen, if you've never done a stock take before, then you probably won't have anything in here. But if you have had a go, then you can see that I've got a couple of stock takes in here. I've got one, which was my test one, and you can see that the status of that is complete. So that means that it's a completed stock take and all the figures have been updated. And you can see that I've also got a pending one. So one thing before you do start doing any stock takes is I would recommend that you go through and you tidy up any outstanding stock takes that maybe you've started but you haven't finished. And to do that, all we do is just click on any pending stock takes, and then you can see we can hit delete at the side, and then it will just say, are you sure you want to delete this stock take? And yes. So go through and tidy it up, not only just for yourselves, just to make it nice and neat, but also if you have got any pending stock takes and you try and do a stock take on a product range that you've already started, it will come up and tell you that they're already linked up. So it's always worth just going through and getting rid of any that you don't want. Fab. So now we've tidied up our stock screen, and now we can go into our stock take itself. So to do a stock take, we're going to click on the new button at the top, and this then creates a stock take. So I can give it my description. So I'm just going to call it GHD, and you'll see that it's still pending at the moment because I haven't done anything with it. And I can also say who's responsible. So if I'm putting somebody in charge, I'm setting it up, but then I'm putting somebody in charge of it, I can then assign somebody to say that they're the person that's responsible for doing that stock take. Cool. So once I'm happy, then I'm going to hit next at the bottom. So this then takes me into my stock take itself. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the products that I want to do my stock take on. So it's the big add button at the top, the big green plus. And you'll see that it then opens up my product selection screen. So I have choices. I can choose to do a complete company just by clicking on the company itself. And if I hit it, add, it would then add all those products under GHD. If, however, I just wanted to do my dryers and my brushes, then I can click on the grey boxes next to the lines that I want to add in. Or I could even go down and just choose a couple of individual products themselves. And then all I would do is just hit add. And you'll see that's automatically added them into the background. And then done once I'm happy with my choice. So once we've chosen our product, then what we're going to do is we're then going to start our stock take. So our green flag at the bottom, I'm going to click on start, and it says, are you sure you want to activate this stock take? Yes, I do. And then it's giving me some options. So the first option is we just make sure that we always tick the top option, which is our stock take form. Basically, our stock take form is going to print out, it's going to do a printout onto paper, a list of all of our products. So the idea of this is that we can give it to a junior or another member of staff, and they can go off around the salon, they can go and count all the products and bring it back. So you're not backwards and forwards to the computer, and it also means that the computer's then freed up for anybody that wants to take a bill or make any appointments. So we tick the top one, and then we would press done. I don't want to print any at the moment, so I'm going to untick all of them, and then we hit done. Brill. So this has now opened up my stock take. So my stock take's now free for me to start adding in my count. So I would have given that piece of paper over to a junior or another member of staff. They would have come back with the completed sheet, and then all I would do is enter in those counts into that count column. So I'd just go through and say how many I've got. So you'll see that what's happening is if the count is different from the computer count, so the computer count is what Shortcuts expects there to be in the system. Now the first time that you're doing a stock take, obviously these figures are going to be incorrect, so it's fine, and it's just letting you know that there's an issue. And also what it does is it comes up with what we call an adjustment value. So the adjustment value is the buy price times the quantity. So it's showing that for the anti-static brush, it's £16.98. And that's for 2, and for 3 brushes it's £26.97. So it's just showing me the value that's being adjusted. So obviously if I added 1 in there, I mustn't have had a buy price in that one, unfortunately. And then it matches. Cool. So once we're happy, just enter a value into that one. So once we're happy with our count, so we go down, we enter our count in. And then once we're completely happy with our stock take count, then we're going to hit finish. So it comes up and asks, are you sure you want to complete this stock take? Committing the stock take will update your current levels. Yes, we're happy with that. And then what it's going to do is it's just going to highlight the products that don't match what the system expected there to be already. So it's telling us that these product counts are different to the recorded values. Would you like to perform a recount? So if we were doing this stock take and we'd been doing a couple of stock takes and we know all of our prices and products should be correct, then what we would do is we would hit yes, and that would just print out a list of all the products that don't match, and you can just go around and double check them. If it's the first time you're doing it, then obviously it's not going to match, and we can just hit no. And congratulations, you've successfully completed a stock take and your product levels will be updated accordingly. And that's your stock take done. So you'll see in our stock take screen, I've now got my GHD, which was done today. I can say who's responsible, and then the status of it is complete. If I then go into my product screen, and I open up my GHD, my dryers, and if I open up my brushes as well, you'll see in there that it's automatically updated those current levels. So as I said, by doing a stock take, that automatically updates those current levels, so you shouldn't be going in there and manually doing them. And then whenever you sell a product, that automatically deducts them. And when you're using any products, so if you're ever using any products for salon stock, so it could be a retail product that you've taken off the shelf to use, or it could be a professional stock that you've taken out of the system, then you just need to remember to pop that through at point of sale. So I'm just going to show you quickly. In point of sale, and our client, and we would select hash business, which always lives at the top. Hash business, and then we'll hit done. And then all we would do is just say who took the product, and then we just choose the products that we're using. That's it. And then done. Fab, and then you'll see that it comes through at 0 price, so we know that basically we've sold it to the salon. We know that it's not been sold, but it's automatically going to be deducted from our stock levels. So every time we use a product for professional usage, then we would recommend that you're scanning that out at point of sale, and then we know that what's being used, and we can also make sure that it's deducting, so when we come to do our ordering, we know that our ordering is going to be correct. Fab, so to finish that off, you'd just hit end sale, sorry. So end sale, and then that would then knock it off that current level. So now we've done a stock take, so we'd recommend doing a stock take and getting all of your stock levels into the system, and then once you've done that, we'd also then recommend going through and doing those minimum and maximum levels as well. So you need to get all of that up and running, and then once you've got all of that set up, then you can then proceed with the ordering. So ordering at the side. So to place an order, you'll see we've got our suppliers at the top. So we click on the relevant supplier. So I'm going to do a GHD order because I've been messing around with those levels. I choose where I'm buying my products from, and then I hit new at the bottom. So what happens is it will then ask on our new ordering screens, it will then ask us, is it a standard all? So is it an order for all products? Is it a standard retail, or is it a standard professional? So standard retail would be for retail products only, and standard professional would be for professional products only. So it could be that you want to look at your professional colours, and then if you haven't got much, you might not buy them direct, but then you might go to the wholesalers. So it just means that rather than you looking at everything, you can just look at one or the other if you wish to. So I'm just going to go with a standard all. And then I'm going to hit new at the bottom. Just going to add a couple of products in. Fab. So as soon as I press standard all, it should automatically add those in, but for some reason my levels don't seem to be tallying. If you need to add on to an order, then you can press add at the bottom, and if you wish to delete off the order, then you can click on a product and just delete. So you can manage this yourself. The idea is that Shortcuts is just going to populate the order for you and just give you an idea of what you need to order. With the newer version, you'll see that we also have an option to be able to do discounts. So I can do a line discount off a particular, so if I know that my shampoo is currently with 20% off, I could click on the discount against the shampoo itself and then type in that it's 20% off. If I know that when I spend over a certain value, so if I spend over £200, I'm then going to get an extra 10% off, there's an order discount which takes it off the whole bill. And again, it's just clicking on order discount and then saying what the percentage is. So that takes off 10% off the whole order, or the line discount just takes it off the individual ones if you wish to. You can change the quantities, so the quantities again, it's just a case of clicking in the field and then just deleting out. So if I wanted to change that to I want to order 2, then I can go and just change the quantity itself. And then once I'm happy with my order, I also have a freight button, which is if you have to pay for postage and packaging, then you can add that on, although I think most people tend to include that in the price. So once I'm happy, then I'm just going to click on order at the bottom. And it says, do you wish to proceed with this order? So I'm going to say yes. And now it's giving me an option to print, so I don't want to print out my order, but the idea is that you can then print out your order and then you might want to take it away from reception to phone it through to your rep or get somebody else to do it for you. I'm just going to hit cancel, but if you hit OK, it would then print out your order, and then it says your order has been placed successfully. So that's our order placed. And you can see in the ordering screen, it lives under outstanding, and I can see the date that I ordered as well. So if I'm unsure where my order is or when I last ordered, I can come in here and just double check where it is. So once I'm happy with once my order comes in, and I check all my products against my delivery slip and I'm happy with what's come in, then what I'm going to do is bring my delivery slip over to reception or to the PC, and I'm just going to open up this order, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross-check my order against what's actually come in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to update and amend that order so that it tallies with your delivery slip rather than what was ordered. So we click on our outstanding JHD order, and I'm going to click on the receive button at the bottom. So all it's doing is it's just bringing me into my order screen that we were in before. And again, we've still got the same option. So if somebody gave me a discount on a particular product, I can then go through and add in line discounts, or if they gave me an overall discount, I can update all of that again. There's a section for an invoice number. So usually on your delivery slip there would be an order reference number or an invoice number. So we'd always recommend typing that in at the top. And again, you've got your add and delete. So adding in would just be a case of adding in extra products that maybe have arrived because they were free. Or deleting would be if something didn't come in, you can then delete it from the order. Or you can also change quantities. So once you've changed this, so once you've updated this order to be what's actually coming in, then what you would do is you would then click on the receive button at the bottom. And it says, are you sure you want to proceed with receiving this invoice? Yes, I do. And then the order's been received successfully. So what it's done is it's now updated my product screen with these quantities. So I've done a stock take, my stock take updated my quantities, I set my minimum and maximums, I did an order based on those minimum maximum levels, and then when I receive that order it then automatically updates shortcuts to tell it what my current level is. So it's a really slick way of being able to say, this is what I've got, this is what I need to order, this is what's come in. And then also by selling and using your professional usage through point of sale, you're actually keeping a tight control on what's going through the system. So if anything, when you come to do a stock take later on and you've already done a stock take, you know your levels were right last time, you come to do a stock take again and the levels are out, then you know that there's a bit of a problem, there's a little bit of slippage and the variances aren't quite right. It gives you a bit more control and you can kind of try and figure out what exactly is going on. Oops, excuse me. Cool. So another thing that I wanted to just quickly walk through, I know we're starting to run a little bit out of time, was our bundling. So I'm not sure if any of you guys actually use this, but bundling is a great way of being able to link up products. And because you're using shortcuts for your stock control, so those levels, what will happen is by bundling it, it doesn't actually mess up those stock levels, it works it all out for you. So to create a bundle, which is technically 2 or 3 products all bundled up together in a package if you like, you need to create the product first that you're going to, so like your Christmas pack or whatever, within the product screen. So I'm just quickly going to create my company. So my product is going to be Christmas pack and then smooth, for example. And I'm just going to put in that I'm going to sell it for £25. Okay. So I create my product, which is my Christmas pack. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into bundle and I'm going to choose the products that are going to make up this Christmas pack. So into bundle. And the top step is choosing what my products are. So it's clicking on the little green plus. And the good thing about this is I can choose from multiple products as well. I don't need to choose them all from the same product company. So I'm going to choose a shampoo. And I'm going to choose a conditioner. And then I could even go into a different product company and choose a different, let's choose a thermal defense. Bro. So again, I'm not just creating it as one company, it's from multiple product companies. So I've created all of my products. So these are all the products that's going to go into my pack, and I'm going to say that I'm creating 4 packs. So 1 of each will go into each bundle. So basically what this is doing is taking 4 out of my current level for these 4 products, and it's going to put 4 into my pack for me. So all I'm going to do now is just choose where it's all going into. So into my pack, into my Christmas pack, and then add. and then I just need to say that it's 4. So there's 4 products, which is 1, and then there's 4 there. Brilliant. And then all I'm going to do is bundle. And by bundling them, that's then bundled them all up. And if I go now into my Christmas packs, you'll see I've now got 4 within my Christmas pack. So it's just bundled them all together, and then we have an unbundle option, which is exactly the same, but it's just unbundling them for after Christmas. So if you decided to make your own packs for Christmas, you can do, and then if you've got a couple left after Christmas, you can just unbundle them and say how many are going back. Brilliant. So that's me done with shortcuts. Fab. So reporting. So we have numerous amounts of reports within shortcuts to do with, and there's a whole section in shortcuts to do with stock. So you can find it in our report section, which is under tools, into reports, and then under stock there's some there's a few different reports that you can use. So what we've done is we've picked a couple of the reports that we find really useful. So we have our stock take report. So our stock take report, so it's a report listing the differences found between the recorded stock levels and the levels counted during the stock take. So basically what this is doing is it's showing you the variances. So it's giving you an idea of slippage, wastage, and also it gives you a better understanding of your stock. So it may help you just to tighten up your procedures a little bit if you see that the variances are quite high. We also have a stock received summary. So this is all the orders that have been received and invoiced, and the amounts as well. So as we said earlier, it's really good, really ideal that if you can go through and update those buy prices, then those buy prices will be correct. So when you're pulling up reports like this, it's going to give you a really accurate guide to how much you're spending. And I said it does give you a complete overview of what you're actually spending on stock itself. And then we have the stock control report. So this gives you a breakdown of the current levels. So as your stock stands at the moment, the current levels, required levels, if you've got any on order. It also gives you cost prices, etc. So it's a lot of information in one report, and we would always recommend that it's great to print this out if you want to work through those levels. So go through, do your stock control, get those current levels in, and then you could then just print this report out, go through and work out what you want to be your maximum and minimum levels, and then you could always then just input them into shortcuts or get somebody else to do it for you if you haven't got enough time. And also go through and check your buy prices as well. So it's really handy if you print this out and just go through it. It'll give you an idea of what's up to date and what's not, and you can just update it all if you like on a piece of paper, and then possibly get somebody else to go through and update it all for you. Brilliant. So you should now be able to implement new product management, place and receive orders, have smart stock taking strategies, understand essential reporting, and also know how to bundle products together. And just a bit of a recap on our next webinar. So on Monday the 24th of November at 2 p.m. we're going to be doing a webinar on getting the most out of My Local Salon. So anybody that's got online booking and has a My Local Salon listing, it's really just going through how your My Local Salon listing is set up, what you can do to maximise it, how you can go through and make sure that all your settings are correct, and just a few tips on what to do to make it stand out and make it more appealing to new clients. So if you're interested in signing up for that, then you can visit our website, which is www.shortcuts.co.uk/webinars. And on that page as well, you can also watch any of our previous webinars. So all of our webinars are recorded. So if you do miss any, it's not a problem. You can always jump on our website and take a look at the ones that we've got up and running there. Fab. So I'm just going to have a look and see if we've got any questions. Just mindful of time. Cool. So the only question that I've had so far is just to do with the report, which is the ones that I've just shown you. So the report to see the discrepancies. So that would be the stock take report. We'd recommend that you watch that, you have a look at that one. Okay, so we're just running out a little bit of time, but if anybody has got any other questions, then by all means you can send me an email. My contact details, so beth.hendry@shortcuts.co.uk. So by all means, send me a quick email. You can also post onto our Facebook page as well. So facebook.co.uk/shortcutsuk. So if you do have any questions, by all means, send me an email, or you can pop us a post onto Facebook. Any feedback that you've got would be amazing, and you can also, don't forget that you can sign up for our webinars or view any of our previous webinars on our website. And if you need to get in contact with us, then we're on our usual number. I hope you've enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll speak to you next time. Thank you.